Welcome to Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast. It's the ultimate opportunity to look behind the scenes at Rockstar Pro and hear from the wrestlers themselves. Now here are your hosts, Chris Poland and Mark Turner.
Greetings and welcome to episode 33 of Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast. I'm your host, Chris Poland, here with Mark Turner, as always. Mark, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Episode 33, huh?
Yeah, 33. What
33.
does 33 make you think of?
I'm not sure. Nothing pops in my head.
I think there was a Smashing Pumpkins song, maybe, 33?
I think there was. I
don't know, man.
I know 1969. I know that.
70.
79?
You don't know
I don't know that. I pretend to know it.
Fair enough. So, enough chitter-chatter.
Yeah, it was awful to begin with.
Let's talk wrestling.
Okay, I'm much better at that.
Yeah, you're the king at that. So, Saved by the Bell, the final encounter. That was our last internet pay-per-view here at Rockstar, and boy, was there some fallout after that.
Yeah, there was. A lot of great matches, right?
Oh, no question.
So much great stuff
One
happening.
of really the best pay-per-views I've seen here at Rockstar.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, we have new tag team champions, right?
We do. John Murray and Bruce Gray, Grits and Gravy, declaring themselves champions.
Right. I say new, but I mean first ever tag team champions,
yeah.
right? All they did was grab belts from under the ring and
How long have they been under there? I'm curious.
I have no idea. You know, sometimes we take down the ring after the show. I never see belts under
Yeah.
there. I don't know. But
Weird.
You know the rule in wrestling, right? You never know what's under there.
That's true.
But they declared
Could
themselves.
be a Polish midget.
There could be that he might be suspended for 30
Sorry,
days, but
dwarf.
Right.
I shouldn't say that.
He might be suspended 30 days, but yeah, there might be midgets under there.
Yeah.
But
Dwarfs.
anyway, midgets, dwarfs, small people, Alex clones. What else do we call them?
I haven't heard that one.
I hope Alex doesn't listen to this.
I hope so too.
But anyway, so many great matches. We had Matt Taylor and Tim Donst. There's a great match. I mean, you could relive all of it by going, where? DIYWrestling.com,
I believe
right?
DIYWrestling.com, or coming to an Amped and buying a DVD.
Absolutely. And first ever tag team champions, also Mathis retained the Rockstar Pro Championship in the main event.
In the final encounter, Jake Christ put on a hell of a show.
Right.
I have to say, that was an incredible match. But in the end, Mathis comes out on top.
Yeah, the match lived up to the billing and then some. No doubt about it. But Mathis, I mean, he just proved to be a little bit better on that day.
That he did.
And he's still the Rockstar Pro Champion.
I have to say, Jake's entrance that night was one of the most inspiring in Rockstar history.
It was. I mean, the guy knows an entrance.
That he does.
Sure. He knows how to get the crowd behind him.
That he does. I real quick want to talk about another highlight, I'd say, from Saved by the Bell. Scheduled was Shane Strickland and Dave Christ. But we had a surprise third entrant in that match. Alex Colon returned to Rockstar Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, the midget dwarf, Alex Colon himself, returned, and it was amazing. Like, the match was absolutely insane. I don't know if I've seen a match like it, which I feel like we're saying every month on these shows.
I know.
But it's absolutely true. I mean, Dave Christ, Shane Strickland, Alex Colon, I mean, they stole the show.
Oh, yeah. It was truly incredible. What a way for Alex to come back to Rockstar.
Yeah, and he has his eyes set on JT Davidson, that's for sure.
Well, not only that, he would also very much like to win the 2015 Cicero Cup tournament.
That, sir, is what we call transition.
Yeah!
Yeah, it's that time of year, right? Cicero Cup tournament time?
It is.
And it's an interesting bracket we have this year.
We
have a new format here. We have a bracket A and a bracket B. We have 5 wrestlers on each side. And whoever wins, each bracket faces each other in the finals.
Right.
Whoever gets the most wins.
Yeah, it's a really simple point system.
Yeah.
You win, you get a point. You lose, you don't.
Yeah.
10 wrestlers in total, 5 in each bracket. Everyone in their bracket will wrestle everyone else within that bracket.
Yeah, I love the rule system this year. I mean, back in years past,
yeah,
we had the LuchaCore title situation there, and we had a rule system that I swear I was up all night trying to do the math on it.
It was cryptic.
It was very difficult, and you know, I'm an announcer; it's my job to know it.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fans were thinking watching that thing, so I'm glad we have a much more simpler set of rules for this one.
Right. Pretty straightforward, and again, that final is going to be at Hauntfest, I believe, October 31st, Saturday, October 31st in the Oregon District.
I believe so. It's been that way in years past, and it's always a hell of a good time there.
Oh, no question. But well before that, this coming Friday, in fact, October 2nd, Doors at 7, bell at 7:30 p.m. here at 1106 East 3rd Street in lovely Dayton, Ohio. It's our next IPPB Horrorcore.
And I'll tell you what, the matches lined up live up to the Horrorcore name. We have a lot of
question.
Halloween-esque matches.
That's right.
I mean, we have a 6-man casket match.
That we do.
How crazy is that?
That is going to be intense. We have OI4K, the most dangerous group in the world, with Dave Chris, Zachary Wentz, and Dustin Reyes, taking on the team of Alex Colon, Jason Gorey, and Joe Gacy. That is going to get violent very quickly.
I mean, you have Ohio is for Killers in a casket match on Horrorcore. I mean, that's all you need to know. And then Chainsaw Joe Gacy. This guy's crazy. And you had Jason Gorey. I mean, it's in his name. He's Gorey.
Yeah.
And Alex Colon. I mean, the hatred Colon has for Dave, JT Davidson, that whole group.
Right.
I mean, this thing's going to be quite the thing to see.
Oh, yeah. And we know that at least one of those 6 men is leaving Rockstar Pro Arena in a casket.
That's right.
But it's not just that. You know, obviously we, as you said, have a theme going here. Yeah. It's going to be a little more violent than usual, a little bloodier than usual, I think, at Horrorcore. We have a match that I've dubbed Fork It. I believe it's actually a fork versus fork match. Matt Tremont and Matt Taylor. Yikes.
Fork It, it's your show, right? You can do what you want.
I keep saying it's our show, man.
That's right. But Taylor and Tremont in a fork versus fork match, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to call it crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can't wait to see that one. I mean, these two, they faced off on the outside amped earlier this year, and that was a crazy match.
Oh, yeah.
That's only going to be a fraction of what we're going to see at Horrorcore.
Yeah. So, bring your poncho or your tarp for that one. Additionally, we'll see Samantha Heights take on Kyle Maverick. This one has been brewing for quite a while, Mark.
Yeah, that's to say the least. You could say it's been brewing for even years, really.
Yeah.
With the relationship between Kyle Maverick and Samantha Heights. I mean, that thing's been going on a long time in the history of Rockstar Pro, and Samantha Heights gets her chance to get some revenge, get her hands on Kyle Maverick at Horrorcore.
I like to think of it as a Trouble in Paradise match.
Trouble in Paradise?
Well, you know, just thought I'd throw it out there. Here's one that I think is going to have everyone in the world of indie wrestling abuzz. Jake Christ versus David Starr.
That's all you have to say. Ticket sold right there.
Yep.
I mean, we have all these stipulations and all these matches. We have fork matches. We have casket matches. We have ultra-violent matches. We have bro street fights. We have all this stuff coming up. But all you need, Jake Christ, David Starr, and a wrestling match in the ring, and that thing's going to be sensational. No doubt about it.
No question. That will sell tickets. So, as you said, we don't need to say much, so let's move on. We have, as you said, an ultra-violent match. Michael, part of the ownership here at Rockstar, taking on Sid Fabulous. That one's going to be dark, I think.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I mean, both these guys known for death matches in their careers, in Rockstar and beyond. I mean, Sid Fabulous, I believe, competed at a Master of Pain tournament. He competes in deathmatch tournaments quite often. I mean, this guy, he's a lot tougher than he looks.
Yeah.
And we know Michael can take a beating.
Oh, God, he can.
Hopefully, for his sake, he can give one out as well.
Right. You know, expect the unexpected. I don't know if there'll be tacks, light tubes, crowbars, machine guns. Who knows?
Feather boas.
Feather boas. I have a feeling there'll be at least one of those.
At least one.
Yeah. Additionally, well, let's get into our title matches here at Horrorcore.
3 title matches now.
3 title
Gotta
matches.
get used to that.
Yeah. First off, we have the LuchaCore Championship match that sees champion, everyone's homie, Pompano Joe, take on Big Ben Chimera.
Hey, I'm loving Pompano Joe's the new LuchaCore champion.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
it's
about
great.
you. How great is that? And I love to see a little New Jack coming out there, the music playing,
Yeah.
gets him going,
Right?
gets Rockstar Nation going. I start dancing at commentary. I start getting my dancing shoes on, which I don't have.
We do a little chair dancing. It's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. And now he's taking on a very serious wrestler.
That he
Benjamin
is.
Chimera. I
Right.
don't think Chimera will be dancing up.
The big question in that one is, how long will Too Legit to Quit play? Because we've seen that as it plays, Joe's unstoppable.
Right.
But when it comes to an end, he might be in trouble.
Yeah, and Benjamin Chimera, you know this guy's been wanting gold around his waist or over his shoulder, wherever he puts it, ever since he lost that Rockstar Pro Championship back in yesteryear.
That's right. So we have the LuchaCore Championship match, and then we have our newest titles being defended. The Bro Street fight for the tag team titles. It's Grits and Gravy, the champions, versus SPF, Sex, Pecs, and Flex, with Gigi as our special guest referee.
How about this? I mean, Grits and Gravy right away. Their first pay-per-view defending the tag team championships. I mean, they're up against it here.
Yeah.
It's 2-on-3 with a special guest ref that, Bruce Gray's had some problems with in the past.
Yeah. My thoughts go to the Freebirds, but I thought the Freebird rule was that any two of the three could compete. This is all three.
This is all three of them, apparently, and I don't know. Hopefully, SPF. I'm liking some SPF.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I hope they can bring those titles back to Gainesville, Ohio.
Damn straight. And, let's face it, Grits and Gravy, John Murray's basically two people, so, it's a wash there.
I like that logic. That seems fair.
And then finally we have our Rockstar Pro Championship match.
Yeah, that we do, and it's a TLC match.
Tables, ladders, and chairs, oh my!
Oh my! And it's Ron Mathis against the Pitbull Ganger, and we're going to find out which man is more hardcore in this one.
That, I think, is going to be one hell of a match. I love TLC matches.
Yeah.
I love it when, to steal a phrase, when wrestlers have the opportunity to innovate with violence.
Yeah.
We know Mathis is tough as hell. We know that he's survived deathmatch after deathmatch. But the Pitbull Ganger is ready to shed some blood at Horrorcore.
Yeah, I mean, Ganger, he takes offense to Mathis walking around calling himself the hardcore king of Rockstar Pro. I mean, and he's got a point. If there's anybody that's tougher than Ganger and Rockstar Pro, I'd like them to point me out to him. Because this guy is tough on tough.
Damn straight. So, be here for Horrorcore, Friday, October 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are just $10. Front row seats are $15. Be here. It's going to be awesome. But for now, let's throw it to our Spotlight segment, and we have one of the participants in Horrorcore, Samantha Heights, sat down for a revealing interview.
Yeah, that she did. I can't wait to hear it right now.
Let's do it.
It's time for the Rockstar Wrestler Spotlight.
Welcome to our Spotlight segment here on episode 33 of Backstage Pass. And tonight we have a privileged guest. We have the baddest Sam alive. We have the Samazon. What am I missing?
Okay. Well, I am Samazing.
Samazing.
Yes, she is.
I am Samtastic. I am all that is Sam. I am the Sam without fear. And, Samoa Joe.
There it is.
My name's there, too. There it is.
God's gift to Sam. I don't know if that works.
My name fits in a lot of places.
Right.
It really does. I love it.
Samantha Heights, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I do need to point out to our listeners, last time you were on this show, you were hanging out with a bad crowd. Some that you, to a degree, still hang out with it today.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but I gotta say, you did stab me.
Yeah. I wish I could say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Well, I was going to say, hey, no hard feelings, but well, I guess not.
I stab people. It's what I do.
All right, well, hopefully we won't do that again.
Don't worry.
That might come in handy on Friday, though.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it slips right down into the side of my kick pads pretty perfectly.
Yeah.
I just have to make sure that it doesn't, cut me. Because it's a switchblade. You
right.
never know what could happen.
Yeah, well, you practice knife safety, right?
Sure.
All right.
Have you had machetes and other?
Yes, I've had all manner of blades.
All manner of blades
in my boots.
Okay.
Machetes.
Machete.
Is that like a yeti?
it rhymes with yeti, at least how I say it.
Well, I mean, yeti or not, I'm probably going to stab you.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Hey, I got jokes, not very good ones.
That was beautiful.
So, Sam, let's get serious.
Yes.
Tell us how you got into professional wrestling.
Well, I got very lucky. I just kind of fell right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I used to work with a guy by the name of Gumbo Malone, who was an old ring announcer for HWA way back in the day.
Okay.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Gumbo Malone, that's an amazing
Malone.
name.
Dude, he's fantastic. He used to call me Little Sam Malone, so that was even better.
Are you old enough to get that reference?
Yes,
okay.
I watched Cheers as a child.
Okay.
So, everybody knows my name. Anyway, I used to work with him, and he was always trying to get me into wrestling, like, come to a fantasy camp, but I never could because I did a lot of other extracurriculars in school.
Okay.
So I never had time.
Right.
But then one day, few years back, like 4.5 years ago now, almost 3, somewhere around there, HWA came back and started running in Hamilton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
My brother got really excited because we used to go and watch HWA shows all the time when I was growing up. I mean, I used to watch Dave and Jay in the ring as a child.
Yeah.
Well, not a child, I can't say child, but, adolescent, teenager.
Sure.
So they came back, my brother got really excited and said, holy shit, they're back. You know what this means? We have to go. So we did that week, actually, and I got home and I mentioned something about it on Facebook about how exciting it was to be back going to indie shows because there wasn't any quality stuff around that area at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned it on Facebook, and old Gumbo Malone gets a hold of me and goes, well, hey, my brother still works for HWA. I can talk to him and see what we can do to maybe get you in the ring finally.
Okay.
After all these years. And I was like, yeah, dude, set it up because that would be awesome. So I went. And I started training with him.
With Gumbo's bro?
Gumbo's brother, yes. Mitch Magnus.
Mm.
Yeah, the wrestling savant. So that happened for about 2 weeks. And then he had some personal issues and had to drop out and couldn't come to the shows for a little while.
Okay.
But I still went. I still sat in the back, talked to people, asked questions, did my thing because that's who I am. I want to know everything I can.
Okay.
So I still went, and one day Dave says, well, he's already gone. Well, did you bring shorts to roll around in? And I said, yes. He goes, okay, well, go get changed, get in the ring. So I did.
Wow.
I got changed, got in the ring, rolled around with him and a couple other dudes. And then after the show that night, he goes, well, since this didn't work out for you already, I train here on these days at this time. Why don't you come, see how you like it? We'll talk about everything and get you training.
Okay.
He goes, so you can sit out the first day, you can come check it out. If you want to get in, that's cool. So I went. I got in the ring, I rolled around, and I had a blast learning from Dave. So I came back the next week, did the same thing, and I've been with him ever since, training with him for 4.5 years now.
Awesome.
It's a long time, it feels like.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Almost, well, not quite twice as long as the history of Rockstar, but getting there.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
So, obviously, as you said, as a teenager, you were a big fan of indie wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Was that something that developed out of your teenage years, or as a younger child, were you into wrestling as a little kid?
Oh, man, I've watched wrestling since I was a tiny little thing. I mean, I'm the 4th out of 5 kids.
Oh, okay.
And my mom is the 6th out of 6 kids. So
Wow.
when I was little, we used to all go over there. They would order the pay-per-views for, holidays or my grandparents' birthdays because my grandparents really loved wrestling.
Cool.
Absolutely batshit crazy about wrestling.
Awesome.
So we would go over there, and I watched it as long as I can remember. And then getting older, I continued to do so. We would go over to my grandma's house, make family dinner, sit around, watch wrestling. And then every Monday night after that, as, I got older, got into high school, everything, my grandma, every Monday night would call me, well, sweetheart, I just wanted to remind you that wrestling's about to come on. You guys aren't coming over right now. Your mom's here, but, I just wanted to make sure you knew.
That's a good grandma.
Dude, she was fantastic. She's actually the first and only person to support me from the very beginning with wrestling.
Cool.
All of my, the family members, they were like, well, that's cool, but why? I mean, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
You're going to make money? You're going to try to make a career out of it? You're going to get hurt? You're tiny? But my grandma, she said, well, I just can't wait until we get to the first match. And I see someone hit you, and I get to climb in the ring and kick their butt. That's how my grandma was. She's really feisty. A lot like me, in fact. She's probably where I get most of my personality from.
Well, that's good. The legacy lives on.
Right? Oh yeah, I mean, she was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So,
since you've been into this for your whole life, basically, at least since you were old enough to watch TV, who did you find really inspiring? Who were your favorite wrestlers throughout the ages?
Well, I've always, of course, loved Hogan, just because who didn't? I mean, Mr. Nanny to this day is still one of my favorite movies. I actually just watched it 3 weeks ago
at
at home.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that just doesn't get old.
Are you a Thunder in Paradise fan?
I'm more of a Suburban Commander.
Okay, gotcha.
I love
Funny
that
story.
movie, yeah.
Funny story. The DVD is a double feature.
Yeah.
Suburban Commando, Mr. Nance.
Nice.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
got that going on. As soon as I saw that on DVD, I grabbed it and brought it home with me. But I've always also loved Sting,
Yeah.
because Sting, you gotta love the baseball bat.
Now,
And,
did you like bright-colored Sting more than Crow Sting, or
you know, I was barely old enough to remember
right?
bright colored Sting.
Yeah,
But going back and watching, Surfer Sting now,
yeah,
I love him.
yeah.
I mean, he was exciting to me
hmm
with the different colors. I mean, the black and white Sting is easier, I think, to recognize because
Sure.
it's constant. You
Yeah.
know?
Iconic.
But the bright, exactly. But the bright colors were definitely exciting. I
Mm-hmm.
do miss the bleach blonde hair though. Yeah. And then
He doesn't have much hair left these days.
No. He'd probably be better going blonde though, actually, because it's harder to realize that you're seeing scalp.
Works for Flair.
blonde.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
Hogan.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't really work.
Not when you have the skin of a hot
No.
dog.
Not so much. See, it always reminded me more of a Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah, but that's getting in on Macho Man territory.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
So, before we talk about your upcoming match at HorrorCore, you seem very open to questions, so I thought I'd throw this out there. What do you think of the state of women's wrestling today?
You had to ask that.
Sorry.
No,
You
it's
can-
cool,
I,
man.
I can edit
It's
it out
cool.
if you want.
You're fine. You're fine. Now, I look at women's wrestling and I feel very conflicted with it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people hate women's wrestling, and there are times when I myself kind of hate it.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, it's what I do. It's what I love.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really speak much for other women, but I can say that I will never get anywhere being on my back or my knees.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that I've learned from in this business who have really drilled it into my head. Nevaeh, for one, I have learned a lot from her,
Mm-hmm.
especially over the last few years, about, keeping your integrity in the business
Right.
and working to make it better, not trying to find an easy way into places.
Right.
I know there are a lot of people who do get by because they're attractive. They get those initial bookings because they're attractive, because let's be honest, who wants to book someone, as DJ Hyde says, who wants to book someone who either can't wrestle or you wouldn't want to, hop into bed with? One of the two, right?
I like to see people who can wrestle, but I don't necessarily want to have sex with every wrestler I see.
Right, and that's kind of where I'm at. You know? Like I want to get places because I do what I do, and I do it well.
Right.
Not because I'm willing to, S a little bit of D, to be
Right.
honest. So I know I have hope for women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I do still see, I've met a lot of girls who do work their asses off.
Mm-hmm.
And that really gives me hope.
Yeah.
Now, as for women's wrestling, though, I've also been told you can't look at it as women's wrestling. You just got to look at it as wrestling.
Right.
And that's kind of hard to do sometimes just because of the situations that women get put into.
Right.
In wrestling, in matches. For instance, I was recently in a Jello match. It turned from a Jello match into a Kool-Aid match. Now I was gunning for a ladders match.
Yeah. Those are very different things.
Yes, very
Way
different. But because I am a female, Kool-Aid. Fuck. So
Kool-Aid, like
Kool-Aid.
just like pitchers, like I
I
don't
know
understand.
there was a
Just-
baby pool full of Kool-Aid. Now it was kind of nice because the building was really hot.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, it was
Really hot, and the Kool-Aid felt really good. But on the same token, I was like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah, was it
Yeah.
in somebody's basement? Or?
No.
Okay.
That's
Like,
good. Whew.
I
That's close.
mean, I won the match.
Yeah.
I did it. I killed it. But
Right.
Kool-Aid, I
Yeah.
feel like that's one of the things that can set women's wrestling back.
Yeah. Well, I think, just like in American society at large, right? Women have made a lot of progress, but I do think there's still a lot of progress to go.
Oh yeah.
But I don't want to get too political.
Right.
But I do think, at least in indie wrestling, maybe not all of indie
Right.
wrestling, but
I was
at
gonna
least
say.
indie wrestling that is very popular, you're starting to see more intergender matches.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's great.
Yeah.
Again, because it's just wrestling. It's not necessarily making a
Right.
distinction between the two. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I myself have obviously done some intergender wrestling.
Sure.
You know, there are things that I can do to men
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going to have to do a lot more of. For instance, getting in the ring with someone Brittany Blake's size. When I get in the ring with her, there's a lot that I can do to her because I can lift her, I
Right.
can move her, I can manhandle her. Getting in the ring with John Murray,
Yeah.
you know, that's a little bit different. There are always going to be, I think, restrictions to what you can do.
Right.
But ultimately, every time I get in there, no matter who I'm in there with, I'm going to do everything that I can to win.
Yeah. And that's I think what people see in you, and that's what people get behind. You know, if I had to compare you to somebody else here at Rockstar, I think it would be Nate Wings of all people. Just because, just like you know, Nate's not going to be able to body slam John Murray,
Right.
so he has to find other ways.
Right.
And I think there's a similarity there.
I can agree with that.
Well, speaking of these intergender matches, let's look at horrorcore. You have a match with Kyle Maverick. What do you think of Kyle Maverick these days?
I try not to think of him.
Okay.
He's a sack of crap. That's
A
what
crap
he is.
sack?
Yeah, he's a crap sack. He's a good old shitbag.
Okay.
Yeah, he really just kind of pisses me off. Really just pisses me off because I've done so much for him over the last year, almost year and a half now.
Right.
I've done so much for him, and then he knocked me out last pay-per-view, which really boils my blood.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I've seen him work. I know he can wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why he feels he needs to take shortcuts
Mm-hmm.
to get the win, because he is good at what he does. I mean, Kyle Maverick, he has a legitimate boxing and MMA background.
Right.
Professional boxing, professional MMA fights. I mean, this is someone who trained for years, who has won 2 tough guy competitions.
Mm-hmm.
But then he gets in the ring, and he's a crap sack. He is. He's a shitbag. But even when he is being an asshole, you know, you still see him using what he has, which is nice, I guess, if you call sucker punches nice.
Yeah.
Just because you can knock me out doesn't mean you should, you asshole.
Well, you I've already had at least a measure of revenge. You got a nice
God.
chunk of barbed wire caught in his arm just a couple
Man,
weeks
that
ago.
picture is gross. Have you seen that picture online?
Oh.
I'm sure it's probably on your desktop, for all I know.
I framed it and put it in my wall.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
what's in store for him at Horrorcore?
Honestly, everything that I can hit him with, I'm going to. I want to kick him in the face as many times as I can. He knocked me out,
Right.
so I want to knock him out. I want to return the favor in kind,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to pin him. I want that win so badly you don't even know. You can't even begin to imagine. I have been watching wrestling the last month. I've been watching everything I can, trying to learn, especially from smaller women,
Mm-hmm.
what I can do to bring him down, when I
Right.
need to attack and what I can do. Now, of course, this is a no DQ match,
Right?
Well, there you go.
so the possibilities are just endless with what I can do.
Right.
Maybe
Damn.
switchblades?
Yeah, you know,
Machetes?
you never know what I'm going to pull out of my boot. And I don't even necessarily want to make him bleed. I just want to make him hurt at this point.
Okay. So, you know well, obviously, about the elbow pad
Oh, yeah.
and that discus elbow. You know, how do you counter that? How do you avoid that?
Luckily, I'm pretty short.
Yeah?
So,
That's a good point.
as long as I keep my eyes on him, I think that's part of my problem last time is that I let myself get away with the feelings of the crowd and what I was feeling.
Right.
I let myself get caught off guard last time. Took my eyes off him for 3 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and he hit me with that. I think all I have to do this time is just focus, and if I see it coming, you know, hopefully my fingers are crossed, I will be able to, you know, avoid it or duck it somehow. I mean, I've seen him hit it on a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen a few people avoid it.
Right.
So I'm hoping I can add my name to that list this time.
Okay. So are you then predicting a pinfall victory at HorrorCore?
I don't know if I'm predicting, but yes, I'm absolutely predicting.
Hey, she's confident.
I mean, it's not even just that I'm confident; it's that I'm angry.
Right.
Right.
I'm really
You just want to get
angry.
revenge.
I do.
Yeah.
I want to knock his ass out. I do. If I can walk away from that match saying, "Yeah, Kyle Maverick, guess what? You're on the ground because of me."
Right.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want my revenge. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna do everything that I have to make sure that I kick his ass, and more importantly, his face.
Well, I like it. I know me and Chris will be behind you, and Rockstar Nation, they'll be behind you as well.
Damn straight. So, we have a way that we used to wrap up interviews. We've taken a bit of a break from it.
In a while.
But I want to go back, because I think it's a cool idea. Maybe our listeners hate it. I don't know. I never get any feedback. So.
And it's your show. Whatever.
Whatever.
You can do what you want.
It's our show, man.
Okay.
It's Rockstar's
Nobody
show.
tells you how to do what you do. You just do it.
So, we're going to tell you the name of a wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
and we want a snap answer. No thought, just the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh.
Okay?
Hey.
And Mark and I will kind of go back and forth if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
Am I ready for this? I don't know if I'm ready
I
for
I
this.
don't know.
Am I going to know all the wrestlers?
Oh,
that you're
they're all
naming?
going to be Rockstar wrestlers.
Okay, just Rockstar. Gotcha. Okay.
So hopefully,
Okay.
I mean, unless it's somebody who just joined.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. I just wanted to know my limits here.
Well, you mentioned her earlier, so I'm going to start with her. Nevaeh.
Ooh, Backpack Stunner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Aaron Williams?
Baddest man alive.
Not the baddest animal.
Not the baddest-
That's you. How about Ganger? He's got a big match coming up.
Chops.
Chops.
Mm.
Last time Mark and I were talking about chops on commentary,
Yes,
it was
that's right.
we claimed that Big Jim. Whoops, sorry to spit on you there.
It happens. It happens.
Watch out, she's going to pull out the
I know, Jesus. We claimed that Big Jim had some of the best chops in the business, and Ganger took offense to
Yeah,
that.
he truly walked over during the match,
Ooh.
during commentary, to let us know.
Yeah,
Oh my
he was not
God.
okay with that.
Yeah,
And he's probably right, too.
Yeah.
I've been chopped by a lot of people. Ganger has chopped me one time. It was actually last Thanksgiving, and it was immediately like my chest was split open.
Oh, God.
That was rough.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
Well, what do you think about Pompano Joe? What comes to your mind?
he's my homie.
There you go.
How about Rockstar Pro Champion Ron Mathis?
Diarrhea.
In what sense?
He just always yells diarrhea.
He does.
He does. I remember there was one time, in fact, that he slid underneath the bottom rope in a battle royal, went and took a crap during the match, came back in, and eliminated a bunch of people.
Gross.
Yeah, well, that's Ron Mathis for you.
Mark, you?
What do you think about the group SPF, Sex, Pecs, and Flex?
I think they're meatheads,
No?
but entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining
I
meatheads.
mean, they're not too bright, but damn, are they adorable?
Yeah.
Tender terrorist.
Right?
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
that? Which way would you swipe if you saw him on Tinder? Sorry.
Do you wanna-
Put
do
you
you
on the
Caught
spot
me
there.
off guard
I'm
there.
sorry.
Do you want to tell Rockstar Nation your Tinder account ID?
I don't have
Oh, no.
one.
Okay.
I've never
Okay.
needed. But now that Kyle Maverick's a sack shit, maybe I should start one. Swipe me.
How about Lufisto?
Ooh, hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done a lot of really cool shit in her career. She's been everywhere and done everything. She is the first and only woman, I believe, to be in CZW's Best of the Best tournament.
Ah,
It's kind of a big fucking deal.
absolutely it
Yeah,
is.
she's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, dude, she is. She's not saying amazing though.
What about Dave Christ? One word.
Goat head.
All right. I'm not going to ask for an explanation.
No.
Okay, so one final one. How
Okay.
about? All right. And you kind of knew this was coming, right? Maybe. Kyle Maverick.
I don't think I have just one word. I think a string of profanities actually comes to mind, but I'll just go with sack shit right now.
Okay.
Sack shit.
Hashtag sack shit. Let's
There
get
we
that
go.
trending.
All right. And again, thank you for being on the show. We're going to be rooting for you on Friday at HorrorCore.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. You know what? I don't even think we need to cross our fingers.
No.
I think you're ready for this match.
I've been working my ass off. I've been training as hard as I ever have. So yeah, I think I'm ready. I'm gonna kick his ass in his face.
Awesome.
Kyle Maverick has us coming.
Yeah.
That's me.
Well, I mean, he's a really pretty guy, so I'm gonna try to fucking ruin that for him. That's what I want to do.
Take the thing that drew him to you in the beginning and just erase it.
Exactly. I mean, if I can eliminate his looks, what does he have?
He's got that faux hawk.
Damn it, you're right.
Well, maybe you could shave his head too.
Yeah.
No DQ.
Yeah.
No DQ.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a nice pair of clippers at home. Watch your mohawk, Kyle Maverick.
Boom, there we go. Well, thank you again, Samantha Heights. It was a pleasure having you on the show. I haven't been stabbed yet. That's a victory in my mind.
Yeah, but that's because the boot, my boots kind of fall down and my knife falls out of it.
So the only reason you haven't stabbed me in this interview is that you're wearing the wrong boots?
I'm wearing the wrong boots. These are really soft, and they like to slip down around my ankles, and the boot doesn't hold the knife.
Today is my lucky day.
It really is.
Samantha Heights, thanks again for having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank you. I had fun, man.
Had enough Backstage Pass? Too bad! Here's more!
All right, we were able to catch up with Matt Tremont as he's coming and going here at Rockstar. He has a big match this Friday at HorrorCore. Matt Taylor versus you, Matt Tremont, in a fork versus fork match. What can the Rockstar Nation expect there?
I think, obviously, just as you said, fork versus fork, definitely violence. Myself and Matt Taylor have met on one previous occasion at an AMP taping a few months back. So a lot of respect. I know he's a fan favorite here. So a lot of respect towards him, and every time I get to come out here, back out to date, and the crowd's always into it and very enthusiastic. So fork versus fork on Friday, a part of a big eye pay-per-view. We're just one of many marquee matches on the card. So it's a stacked event Rockstar's putting on Friday. So myself and Matt Taylor, fork versus fork. We'll give them a little something different. We have one foreign object to use, and we'll use it to the best of our abilities and draw blood and then get the W.
All right. Well, we always love seeing you here in the Rockstar Nation. But you also have a big event coming up October 11th. Can you tell us a little bit about WrestleFest?
Yes, South Jersey WrestleFest, Sunday, October 11th in Woodbury Heights, New Jersey. Basically, I've had the last 3 years to practice promoting. I run a company called On Point Wrestling in Jersey, and that gave me the outlet for a lot of practice as far as promotion and logistics and putting on an event. So for me personally, as a promoter, which I do outside of just the performance in the ring, I enjoy promoting and building brands and putting on a product. So it was a personal test for me to put on something bigger. So on October 11th, the South Jersey WrestleFest will have a convention in the afternoon at 3 p.m. that features Virgil, King Kong Bundy, multiple ECW originals, and you'll be able to come in for one low price, $20 a piece for front row, 15 for second, and 10 for bleachers.
Great.
And that gains you access into both the 3 p.m. convention and the 6 p.m. live event. And the live event features 19 different companies from all over the area, East Coast, Midwest. Rockstar Pro is one of those companies.
That's right.
So this will be the first time the tri-state area can have their first glimpse of Rockstar Pro. They have Ron Mathis taking on Nate Wings as part of their showcase match, and you'll have 11 other showcase matches on the card. So like you said, for one low price, you have it's a day of networking for all these promotions and all these wrestlers.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to it's a resume, a physical resume you can put together in front of somebody. So I wanted to give the outlet to all these companies involved to have that to promote their brands and their products in front of a new audience that they wouldn't have a chance to do so. Because if you want to see Rockstar Pro, you got to come to Dayton, Ohio. So now Rockstar's Pro is coming to Woodbury, New Jersey. A lot of other companies, CZW and On Point, and it's 19 companies overall.
Wow.
Then we'll have numerous vendors with wrestling merchandise from all over the area.
Awesome.
And then we'll also have a few live podcasts going on.
Yeah.
So it's just everybody. It's a day of networking and a lot of just the wrestling community coming together, giving back to the area that I live in, which is Woodbury. And it's gonna be it's been a lot to pull off logistically,
I'm
but
sure.
I at the end of the day I really enjoy promoting, so it's been a lot of fun putting it on. So hopefully everybody comes out from all over. Front row sold out, which made me feel good.
That's great.
So it was fun. We had 13 tickets left a few days ago, and then we announced King Kong Bundy, and we sold out. So I'm like, look at Bundy, still a draw all these years later. So he finished out the front row for us, which was cool. But now I'm looking forward to it. Just getting all these, it's hard in independent wrestling to work with all these different promoters with egos and stuff like that.
Sure.
But the one thing I pride myself on is having a good reputation in the business and building good business relationships with all these promoters. All the promoters I have coming in, I've already worked for and built that relationship with. So now I'm giving back to them for giving me opportunities and bookings and making me stay afloat and make a living at doing this.
Right.
So yeah, October 11th is a big event. So hopefully everybody comes out and everybody enjoys it. It's going to be live event convention. So hopefully everybody comes out and has a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantastic event. That's October 11th in Woodbury, New Jersey?
Yes, sir.
That's October 11th in Woodbury, New Jersey. And also, best of luck to you, Matt, in your Fork versus Fork match here at Rockstar on Friday.
I appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Rockstar Pro!
What an awesome announcement there from Matt Tremont. WrestleFest sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And I mean, this guy, he's as crazy as it gets in the ring, right?
Oh, yeah.
Very sadistic, but, you can hear there, he's kind of a sweethearted guy behind the scenes, isn't he?
And a smart guy, too, to be able to organize such an event.
Yeah, he's got to be a good guy to get 19 companies working on his side, right?
Damn straight. And how about that Samantha Heights interview?
An amazing interview. Amazing interview.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, that's one of the better interviews I believe we've had. I mean, she really opened up there for a little bit.
Yeah, it was great to hear from her without Maverick holding her down.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what my favorite part about the show was?
What's that?
No Michael's moment.
No Michael's moment.
No
How about
Michael's
that?
moment. I mean, I believe he tried to break in at one point.
He tried.
He tried to have a Michael's moment, but I think he put a lock on the computer or something. I don't know what it was.
I think Sam scared him off, personally.
That could have been. That switchblade fell out of her boot, but
she's still dangerous.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So we have plenty going on here at Rockstar Arena. Let's talk a little bit about some of the musical events coming up. Some great shows here throughout October. On October 8th, we'll see Urban Pioneers with New Old Fashioned and Paige and the Bel Airs.
And then on October 17th, I can't read your handwriting. Is that Man-Child? What does that say?
Mad Child.
Mad Child / Derek and Pariah are going to be here.
It's Demrick. my
I can't read your handwriting.
I know, my penmanship is atrocious.
Maybe you should just take the rest.
All right. October 23rd, it's going to be a very special event. Gigi and Chev's punk rock wedding reception.
Oh, I've heard about this. This is awesome.
It's going to be a really cool show. It's free to enter, but they are accepting wedding gifts if anybody wants to give a gift. It's the Give Ups, Knuckles, and along with them, DJ Jay Madewell. That's going to be a really fun night.
Yeah, Jay Madewell does a great job at the Luda shows. And I'll tell you what, Gigi, this guy knows how to throw a wedding party.
Damn
right
straight,
yeah. Yeah, he does.
And then finally in October, on the 27th, we're going to have Jesse Lawson. That's going to be a huge show, along with Curses and You versus Yesterday.
It's going to be an awesome month of October, that's for sure.
Rocktober, even.
Yeah, can you believe it's October already?
It's crazy, man.
It's weird.
Where does the time go?
Seriously, wake me up when September ends? Well, it's over.
And by the time December hits, you're going to have like a 3-foot beard, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
All right, so please join us for Amped every Wednesday. If you can't make it here to Rockstar and pay $6
then you're a loser.
That's damn straight. $6 to see some of the best wrestling ever. You can watch it on YouTube, or at least part of it.
Yeah, and sometimes you might even see our faces on there.
You might. Who knows?
Our beardly faces.
Our beardo faces.
But yeah, definitely watch it on YouTube, and you can go to rockstarprowrestling.com and find out all the trees there. You can click on the YouTube link, the Twitter link, the Facebook link. I don't know what else we have, but I'm sure it's on there.
Probably. Periscope, Tinder, Grindr, all that stuff.
Yeah, well,
it's probably there.
I know a few people here are on Tinder, and maybe one's on Grindr. I don't know.
We'll see. We want to thank our sponsors, Truth and Triumph Tattoo, along with Alley Cats Design and HPGD Productions.
Whoa. You said a lot right there.
I actually got it right this time.
And you said the letters in the correct order.
Yeah.
It's like SPF. You got to get it in the right,
Yeah. So, most importantly, we want to get you here for Horrorcore on Friday, October 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Doors are going to open at 7 here at 1106 East 3rd Street. It's going to be a hell of a show.
Yeah,
should we hit some of the highlights again?
Absolutely. It's Horrorcore this Friday, and I mean, we have Ultraviolet match. We have Casket match. We have a Fork match. We have, what else do we have? A Bro Street fight. I mean, we have Jake Chris versus David Starr. TLC match for the Rockstar Pro Championship. I mean, like I said earlier, if you're not here, you're a loser.
Breaking news at this hour, a last-minute addition to the card. The baddest man alive, Aaron Williams, will take on Shane Strickland at Horrorcore. I think Mark said it better than I ever could.
You're a loser.
So thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you at HorrorCore.
Loser.
That's all for this episode. Be sure to come back for another edition of Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast.
What an awesome announcement from Matt Tremont. Fuck.
I want this to be in the show.
No, I'm
I want to thank our
that.
sponsors.
We want to thank...